Hey guys, it's Tarkin coming at you with another game of hardcore Minecraft, and the game actually had to think a little bit before it loaded up. Strange, but I guess it's a new day, it's a new patch, so they had to reconstitute the world, you know. But anyway, good old Garuda. A seed for them as we begin. So, yeah, happy Copper Age, everybody. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to know how this works. I am going to sit here and try to figure it out, right? So the first thing we'll want to do is get some copper, and then we'll put it into our inventory, and then the game will tell us how to make stuff, right? We can make copper helmets and legs and chest plates. That's something. Most of this already existed, but the boots, you know, and the armor, that's all new. Well, you know, we know how to make a jack-o'-lantern, so let's just... Like, we know how to make an iron golem, so we'll just try to make a copper golem in the same manner, right? Right. It's been a little while since I played Minecraft. I forgot how to fly. Embarrassing. You know, always great when you're rusty to go into a world where if you die, you'll die forever. But I'll probably remember to do it right. Probably. Alright, how do we carve it? No, it shears. Right. Probably be faster to just make some than to find them. Probably. Depending on how far away it is. We'll see. We shall see. Ah, shears! I found some. I knew I'd find them. I knew I would find them. Nothing but confidence, that's me. Oh. Okay. Oh, look what an adorable little dude. Oh, and it makes a box. What does he do with the box? Does he put stuff into the box? Let's see. Don't think this is weird, buddy, but what if I throw a copper ingot in front of you? What if I hand it to you? What if I put it into the box? Hello, Luke. Yes, indeed. Look how adorable they are. They look like they're like a Jetsons character. I don't know. They look like a little robot that his boy Elroy would have made to show off at school. And then, you know, it would have malfunctioned and, like, you know, grabbed something. Put some copper in the chest, too. No. That. Okay. Now, I guess it's not going to be so hard to get organized, Tom. So he looks into the chest. Is he like married to this one chest that he was born by? What happens if we take the chest away? Does he lose his purpose? This is a twisted question, but we have to learn. Alright, he does not lose his purpose. He is listless, however. Alright, so a copper chest. How does one make them? Alright, so you just clad it in copper. It's a normal chest with some copper on it. Got it. And he just knows because it's there, he's gonna check it. Alright, so now he is checking... He's checking around to see if the copper is appropriate to any of the boxes. Is there a box upstairs here? Yes. And... I'll only stack it into a chest with that in it. Alright, let's test it even more. We'll do it into an empty one, though. Is he just like going on a quest for a copper thing? You know, that is useful. That is very organizing. Alright, let's see. He might very well find one. You know, I am a guy with a lot of boxes. Alright, he found one, you know. There you go. I think he just didn't look, though, because, you know, he didn't even look. Because right now he's just chilling because he doesn't have a purpose. But, like, I just would like it a lot better if he's willing to do this. Alright, let's see. Come on. Because he should check here. He won't look in the ender chest. Yes, he will. Alright, magnificent. So, in conclusion... You can just put a thing. I'm sure it doesn't have to be copper. We'll try with melon seeds here. That one might not work because there's probably melon seeds in here. And then he'll just go to a box. And if there's nothing in it, he'll put it there. If there's an egg... If there's an egg, it's no longer suitable. And he'll go and search for another box. And he'll go and search for another box. So it needs to be entirely empty. And then they'll sort a new item to it. Which is, I mean, good, right? I mean, or fine, because they'll pick a box, and as long as you don't have a bunch of Ursat stuff and you have enough boxes, they'll always sort to a new one, although they would have to check a lot of boxes to get to it. Because right now, this poor guy is just, like, going everywhere. But... Alright, copper golems. That's how they work, I guess. That's good. That's real good. That'll be handy. Because you can auto smelter now into a copper chest. And then, or any old thing, you know, you could just throw all of your adventuring junk into a chest and then they'll just move it. Alright, time to make some copper chests. And, there's not enough room in the vault for this many workers. You know, it might be time. It might be time to expand the vault, you know, to, might be time. Because, like, Mr. Pump doesn't want to be crowded in there. And he can be in, like, the upper reaches of the vault. And then lower in the vault can be, you know, where all of the sorting happens. I don't know. Now we're just going to slowly jump up here. Because the idea was I'm obviously always going to ride the rail. But now, you know, you either fly or you don't, right? Because while we could put, like, a copper golem or two in here, at a certain point, and that point is, like, almost now, anybody else walking around in here wouldn't be appropriate. Like, we have Mr. Pump. Obviously, he's not going anywhere. He's got to be here. Like, what if somebody comes in to try to take the diamond off of the wall? We're going to want him here. We're going to look like fools without that diamond on the wall. Fools, I tell you. Alright, but just architecture-wise, we can dig downwards in this direction and not interfere with the side of the wall too much, probably, so I guess we can do that. Because we don't need, like, a zound of space here, right? Just, like, some. Mr. Pump is going to be like, no, when you guys chew on a lot of iron, eventually you'll become big and strong like me. I thought it was going to be like a big copper golem, and then it was just a little dude on top of a box. Maybe you have to do the ritual that way, and then he just jumps off of the box each time. I don't know. I didn't try to make another one by just putting a jack-o'-lantern on top of a block of copper. Yet. But if it gets organized, some sort of system to know where things are would be good. So we either have to put it... It only takes one? Yeah, I guess. I don't know why I thought they would get lonely, you know, with Mr. Pump here. What should we call that golem? Something like Copernicus? I mean, that would follow with the theme of making silly names, which is not a thing I normally do. But, you know, it just came into my head. Don't talk to me or my son Copernicus ever again. No. We can't make him into a golem. Not an important thinker like that. It would be funny, though. Mr. Jump. Hops around, just an excitable little dude. Alright, so... we just need to grab some wood. We definitely have some somewhere. Yeah, here, you know, because of our very good arrangement of things into boxes, we're able to just find a box anytime. So now we can just get a copper chest here and put whatever junk we have in it. Mr. Stump. That reminds me, I always meant to remake one of those things if we could, to like put the hearts back into a tree. Also, I had this idea because it was bad, and I was like, oh, that won't look good at all, and then I wanted to do it. I wanted to make like a big tree. I should be more specific. I wanted to grow a monstrosity of tree with just like letting the trees grow and then putting like dirt on top of it and just having like a massive like world tree of mixed tree, and I thought it would look like I thought it would look like very silly, just like a massive tree of all the different kinds, and then and then you could like draw like a frowny face on it in cherry trees. I don't know, but it also, because I had this idea and I was like, I don't want to do that. I just want to make one really big spruce tree and live in it. All right. So now, do we just need to make like a lot of chests? And then... do we need to go down like a level or two here? So what we can do here also is we can just funnel... Hey, pretty guy. We can fix the whole room if we want, just by building enough boxes. And then, but the thing is that they would sort them out, so we could just like funnel them all down like in an auto smelter into copper boxes everywhere, and then they would move them later into empty boxes, but then they would eventually get stuck in a loop. Oh god, that's a bad idea. We don't need to have the ability for an empty box at the top of a smelter for them to be around, because they'll keep on trying to put junk into it. No, they would only put one thing into it unless it was a lot of stuff. Anyway, maybe it'd be fine. But it wouldn't be good for sorting. Probably. What? Where'd all my stuff go? Where's the information? Okay. I mean, this is fine. It just feels weird. Why? Where's my day counter? I'm fine. I'm just perplexed. I guess they changed the UI in this update. So, like, the debug menu... because I haven't played in a bit, but, like, there used to be more information there, right? Right? Hello, Zex. So, anyway, I was trying to check the day real quick. I don't know what's going on with it. I'll figure it out later. If anybody knows the hotkey to make the F3 screen like it used to, you know, don't be very troll. I know the general joke that you tell people when they ask for hotkeys, but you know, because it's not supposed to look like that. Anyway, strange. Alright, we just need to make a bunch of boxes. Just so many boxes. How will we do it? This way, with oak logs. We're not going to build using oak anyway. Oh, we only need like the one copper chest, right? Well, I mean, a couple of them wouldn't hurt. My favorite food? Oh, it just really depends on what the question means. But I don't know, like bread. I really like bread. Excellent food. Alright, let's stop thinking about this and just start doing it. Look, whatever I decide is going to be bad, right? So we'll just get going. Can you open up a chest on the bottom? Yeah, so you can just go like so. They don't need to be anywhere. Can they go 3 high? Well, we'll figure that out very quickly. By placing this egg here. You say, is that why I get a lot of wheat in Minecraft? No, actually. No, I just think it's pretty. And I thought, you know, it was kind of funny as like a thing to do, and then I just liked it, you know? I liked the way that it looked. Why, you know, why does anybody do anything? But, no. In real life, growing wheat is very labor intensive and needs a lot of land, and flour is, at least in my country, very cheap relative to the amount of labor you would have to personally do to grow the wheat for bread. So I just buy my flour in the store. So, to make a golem, can we just do a single block thing? Yes. Oh, and it makes a box each time. How lucky. And he's like, I have been brought into the world. Give me purpose. He is listless. Mr. Pump. Here is the new guy. I like their bright and shining eyes. It's very terrifying. Alright, so now we just need to put some, like, uncategorized junk in there, and then they're just gonna drive themselves crazy trying to put everything where it's supposed to be. Cool. So now we can just like put anything we want in here and he'll just take care of it. Or get frustrated because, you know, there's not enough boxes to put all the things into. Also, we were going to test it with an egg to see if he can stack it up 3 high. Because this poor guy is going to spend like a year checking here anyway. This is why we need more than one. Like, is he gonna check every box before he gets to the one? We already broke him. This is the real test. It's not the real test. He did it! Amazing! Good job, little guy. We're just gonna leave him to it and see how this works along while we, while we think about the implications of this. That's full stacks. Oh, it might be full stacks. We know that it's some amount, though. Because it could be like 8 or 16 or 32. It's just definitely more than one. But, you know, he's going to be... Alright, so now this is going to be the dandelion box because, you know... Because he didn't find the one over here. So, you know, there's always that. You know, it's going to be an ad hoc sort of organization, but it will be more organized rather than less. And, you know, he may never... We'll know if more eggs ever end up there that he checked there, but there's no guarantee, right? Because right now... You know, we're just gonna leave them to it, right? They should add a carrot boss. They should. That's the kind of world I want to live in. Because it's like... And this is why I was thinking I would need more of them. I mean, I guess theoretically this can work, maybe. He's just gonna find a fish over here. You know, it doesn't take forever. But when we leave, you know... This is gonna be the saddest robot of all time. Oh well, what are you gonna do, right? If we're gonna have a bunch of them, we... Do they all work for the one? Let's see. Yes, indeed. So they take from copper chests and put them into regular chests. I don't think they take it and put it in another copper chest. We'd be able to see, because he would look into it, but I think he would just check this one for something to move. It's just that if there were that many, I wouldn't want them in, like, the vault. Like, we would need a separate place, like a less vaulty vault. Like, we would need to make the vault for actual special stuff, and then the other place where you would keep, like, basically everything that wasn't, you know, valuable. And then every now and then we would go down into that place and take the good stuff and move it up into the vault where Mr. Pump would hang out. And there would be like one copper golem that hung out up there, and that would be the only one that was like in the crime family, right, like Mr. Pump is. And all the other ones would be like valued associates. Just like how all of the Ghasts are not part of the family. Only Cornelius Vandergast is like a member of the family, right? The other ones are you know, very, very important. You know, they're the government of the Ghasts in exile, but they're not one of us. Cornelius is both. They don't mind his questionable activities on account of how he's the reason they're all here. They have to put up with a lot on account of that. It's cool. Yeah, we the Council of Ghasts, as I call them, we're making like 16 themed Ghasts with little areas. It's a work in progress, right? It's a big thing. So like up here is Agastus, you know, he's got this purple thing going on. It's not finished or anything. And here's the Bat Ghastmobile. And then over here, you know, Dialpengast. And then we have Genghast Khan here with all of his horses. And then, you know, we've got the thrones here. This is Genghis Khan's throne. It's all gold and iron, you know, for reasons. And this is the throne of Gaston. This is Gaston here. It's a great name. I made it myself. But anyway, so they all come and hang out here. But the Council of Ghasts, as we're calling them, they're all going to be here. But right here is where I fought the Wither for the first time ever. I beat them here in my hardcore world. I had never fought them before. But as you see from the ground, that's what happened here. This is where the Wither was. And so that's sort of like, you know, the broader storytelling explanation for why the Ghasts are there. You know, we rescued them from the Nether, and then at the site of the destruction of, you know, one of the great enemies of their people, the Wither, who cast them into ruin and such, you know, they now build their great council to plot taking back over and restoring the happiness and the water to the Nether, which may never happen, but at least they have the sky here. No one fights like Gaston, indeed. Say on Hardcore World you made, you always down like day 3. Well, we are far past that now. We used to be able to check in this F3 screen. It's not pulling up here, but it is like day 750 or something. As you see, we've slept into bed 456 times and played for 8.3 human days. Which, I only started playing Minecraft in June of last year, and I've been playing this world since, it's probably about a year now. It might have been October or November of last year, because it's been a long, long time since I've had to restart a world, you know. I play a lot of different games, I don't just play Minecraft. When I came back, that was all I did. But, alright, that's right. Got distracted. Got distracted by the beauty of the world. You know, I've been out of here for a while. It's always nice to come back and see what we've made. And what was here before, you know, because I can't take credit for all of this. You know, some of the birds, some of the bees, some of the sky, I did all that, but not everything, you know. Obviously, these cherry trees. Obviously, my little lush cave there. Clearly that. Hey, Doug. Who's a good Doug? This is Doug, everybody. I don't know if you're aware. Doug is a very excellent guy. He's a member of the family. One Minecraft day is 24 minutes to do that. Yeah, but here's the thing, right? You can't do the math because you can sleep on thunderstorms and you can sleep for nights, and at any point in the night that you sleep, all you can do is definitively say what the minimum amount of days that it could be, right? Or the maximum amount of days that it could feasibly be. But you couldn't really figure it out. You would have to have it there. Because if you sleep at minute 12, that's going to count in that as being like the same thing as, like, you know, you sleep at minute 19 of the day. Or what if there's a thunderstorm with one day? And on 750 days, I've seen a lot of these things. I've slept through a lot of thunderstorms and not slept through thunderstorms and had, you know, my whole field of pigs, not my whole field, you know, some of my field of pigs go up in a lightning bolt. Speaking of, this is where Castor fell. We see that this is marked day 710 where this event happened, which, you know, that's a little bit of documentary evidence. No, I'm only joking. Although the F3 screen does not tell us, it is about day 750 here. I have popped a few totems. I built this lake. Sometimes very often, I'll just fly around and look at all the stuff I do. That's a good way to live. In hardcore, is just look at stuff. Just don't do anything, just look at it. You can dive bomb a little bit. If you wince in real life, that helps too. It protects you from the impact. If you're saying I tried it and that's not true, well, you didn't try hard enough. Ah, Garuda! He's the boss. That's Garuda. He's the boss of the crime family. This is what it's all about. Oh yeah, we need to move these eggs over. That's right. I meant to do this the other day. And because all the guests have their appropriate stuff, you know, we're building thrones for them all eventually. The blue one over here, that one's Gastois. Gastois. We don't have a throne for him yet. But here is the red throne here, the redstone throne. This is the throne of Gaston. He uses antlers in all of his decorating. And of course, right here, we have plenty dozens of eggs to help him get large. I'm under attack. This attempt on my life has left me scarred and deformed. Alright, we're all better. We need to eat something. And like, Belgotai's up here somewhere, just like brawling. You can always rely on him. Yeah, he's doing fine. He looks like he's in good health. We won't mess with him at all. He'll be alright. He can win all those fights. And if we're not too close, then they won't spawn on him anyway. We will need to bring an iron bar over there to to heal his shell here before too long. I'm glad I made that river. You know, before I made that river in the lake, you know, it was just like a chasm and then like dirt and stuff and like some stone. It's so much better here. You know, sure it's tacky and busy and there's all sorts of colors that clash here, but it's a nice place and I'm glad I made it. Those were accidental celebratory rockets, but the sentiment stands. Alright. This guy is having a time. Alright. Alright, will they all get to work off of one? They will. Alright, so... yeah, I think you want like a few, right? Because one of them is going to take something, and then the next one... okay, so 16 Stone, the album by the band Bush, but, you know, it's also 16. So, not a full stack, but a 16 block is what they'll take out. Because that was a full stack of stone when I put it in. And he has it in his hand. So that's how we know. But, and there, yep, there's another 16 that he just grabbed. Or the next one grabbed. Confirmation! Full stack of eggs, exactly. A full stack of buckets. You know, there's a lot of stuff that comes in stacks of 16. Yeah, and then they're just having a time, and sure, he looks a little upset. You know, he's almost there. The answer's right here. But it's like, you know, I'm not sure what he's got going on here. You know, that can be a problem, too. Is he trying to get to a box that's upstairs? Anyway. Clearly that can be a problem. But I'm not sure what's going to lead them to do that. A little more open space around them might help. Might not. But the thing is, though, is, yeah, a little bit of pathfinding issues. They seem to be fine. If it was all on a big flat level, I'm sure they would do okay. And then, you know, jumping up and down, you know, might be problems for them. We don't have to build the eventual warehouse that way, right? Because we can just... you put it all on the ground level with one extra stack because they can do that without jumping on top of it. Pretty sure. Although we've never seen them go down here on purpose. So, like, one of them put 16 stone there, but another one will have put it somewhere else again. So, again, now they're all looking for places to put stone. They do not remember where they've put it. And they'll find an answer. They'll either put it over here or over there, which, again, is okay. It doesn't appear to interrupt them too much when the boxes are being opened around them, right? They don't notice what the other one's done. Which is fine. This is still going to be, like, just totally amazing, right? For a person who's super disorganized like me, just the ability to... because what we're doing here is just, like, you know... not being very helpful to them. There's a whole lot of boxes in here. And yeah, so what do? We build another warehouse beneath here with... well, we already know where a warehouse could be, but no, that doesn't make sense. Just because we've hollowed out a place doesn't mean it's a good warehouse. We need this one to be underneath the house. And then... sufficiently long staircase and a hopper chain, you can make the copper golems into Sisyphus. There's only room for one Sisyphus here, and I'm already him. But looking at these copper golems, we must imagine Sisyphus happy. We'd like to have fun here. Alright, wonderful. We're gonna leave them to that, and with the rising of the sun on whatever day it is, because the game won't tell me anymore. Oh, wow. What? Well, I don't know how to make it tell me the day anymore. We'll figure it out. But we are not entering the debug menu in my hardcore world. We're not messing around with anything that's got a big warning in red letters. Alright, so my little copper age has begun. What else they had? I do not know. I was just thinking about playing it, and then I saw, like, when I loaded in, there was a little picture of the Copper Golem thing, and I was like, alright, cool, that's what we're doing. I almost planted wheat. Don't mind my spruce tree, it's just perpetually dropping leaves, because that's a thing that happens. Have to wax the copper golems if you don't want them going to gold? Oh. Okay. Oh, because they oxidize. Got it. That makes sense. Alright, where are my honey things? Is that how do you get wax? I don't remember. We need to make another campfire, I guess. Yeah, I guess I didn't leave everything put together whenever we did that. Makes sense. I would have been like, no, I don't want a bunch of weird fires in my beautiful cherry grove. What will Smokey the Bear think? My cherry grove. I didn't make this cherry grove. If I did it, it would look tacky, not perfect. Nope. I've basically not changed a thing. just clean them with the axe. Yep. But still, you know, you don't want to constantly have to do that like they're the Tin Man or something. I mean, Oz never did give nothing to the Tin Man that he didn't already have, but if the Tin Man was perpetually rusting and Oz gave him something so he wouldn't rust, that would have been useful. And there's your joke for the day, your America cultural joke. That's America the band, of course. And you can kneel, and can the chests be opened by them? Alright, how does one make wax? Oh, you just need honeycomb for it. Got it. Alright, so we just do this and the bees attack us and then we run away and then they... No, because that makes them all freak out and stuff, and that's not very nice. You know, if I would have made a place to get honey from in the past that was reusable, that would have been useful. It's fine. I probably have a bunch of honeycomb laying around somewhere. But where? But where? Yeah, I think it was more of like the joint articulation if the film holds, right? In this era, I'm more of like a Wicked guy than the Wizard of Oz guy, anyway. Although I did read, like, maybe not all of the books, but like more than 5 of them. Of the Wizard of Oz books, I mean. I read probably at this point more than 5 of the Wicked books. No, there's just 4. Are there 5 now? It's not important. I mean, like, not broadly important. It is important. I liked them. I thought they were good. Normally I don't like books that were written while I'm alive, but I do make an exception every now and then. Alright. If we're actually going to try to find honeycomb by looking in boxes, that's never going to work. Why would I try to do that? Where could I feasibly have gotten honeycomb from? That they would exist at all? A trial ruin, right? Because they're like sometimes there, so... Which means we would have put it in an uncategorized box, or one with generic stuff in it, like one of these. Yeah, found it. So can I just like rub... Alright, yeah, so there we go. But we don't, you know, only one of them is chosen. You know, they're making pretty quick work of it. It's just, it's too busy, right? We don't need 3 dudes in here doing this. That's right, I'm blaming them for how helpful they're being. Yeah. Is there a box above that position? There's one there. and there. And there, but like I don't think they don't appear to be like orienting to boxes that are further from them than another one, right? He's standing on a chest and trying to reach one below it. Yeah, because he gets to here and then tries to check this one. And then from there, he tries to... Because we just knocked him down is the only reason he got fixed. He's like, this wood doesn't belong anywhere. Why do I even have this? And this guy's lost with an egg, but the only option for an egg is any of these boxes or this one, but I don't know if they can put it in there. Anyway, the chest staircase is the problem? I think probably. In that itself is just like me wanting to be able to, I don't know, see the chests are separate, because just stacking them like so is clearly the same, only better. Because they really do make pretty quick work when you consider how many boxes they're having to look through here. It just seems like... Well, you could largely organize things early, right? You know, you have a box with your various oak things. You have your oak logs and your dark oak planks and whatever other random junk, so that they don't have to search too far to get it. But they still have to look everywhere else for it. And that would really just be so you don't have your dark oak stuff in 6 different boxes. No, we need to build a different area for proper golem activities. It will be below this one. The warehouse below the vault. Or beside it, because it occurs to me that I already do have this area. Somewhat. Because like right here, it's not like... Because the house is just right there, right? Right. And then we have all of this going on, you know, because we were experimenting with building mushrooms and stuff. So if we wanted, we could just... We've already got all of this, which is big enough of a room. We just dig out this some, and then... Yeah, because we were already doing this on purpose to connect somewhere. Nobody knows where. How did I get here? What have I done? Here we go. I'm like, if I just go back in time to what could have led me here. You know, and this will be like, hey, don't go in there. You never ever put two torches by each other like that. You wouldn't do that. Don't go in there. I could just close it off. To be like, hey, just cut that down some other time. But this was supposed to be for, like, the mooshes, right? For them to have, like, a better underground habitat with, you know, like, more opportunities for enrichment, for more inspiration for their songwriting, that kind of thing. And they don't want to just be, like, watching people work, you know? They're artists. Artists don't want to think about that kind of thing. We're using Silk Touch, which is, I mean, fine, but that pick is not as efficient as this one. How long until you can give, like, a wooden golem a stone pick and be like, hit that wall? I hope it's soon. Alright, in conclusion, I don't know why I didn't just dig underneath the vault for this project. That's the most logical thing. Because we can just throw it in a box at the top of the vault and drop it down. And we don't even have to go look down there. Right? Right. That's obviously the way to do it. I have run into some delicious poisoned berries. They're only poisonous if you walk into them, not if you eat them. And they're still, like, hard at work here, you know, and good for them. And then, yeah, and then as we're reorganizing this place, we can just throw everything down the chute, and then it'll go down into the warehouse, where they'll sort everything out. And then we'll just have our beautiful vault up here full of our good stuff, you know. So we're like, hey, where's the gold? Where's the, you know, where's the gold at? We'll know it's up here. And then if we're like, man, where are the slime balls? Man, I wish I knew where the spider eyes were. We'll just know to look into the vault. And the idea that organizing it one time would lead it to be organized basically forever would make me even care about doing it, maybe. I could spend 100 days doing this. We must begin, though. We must begin. Alright. Any vault must begin with a door to the vault. That way Mr. Pump won't get confused. Of course, in this case, the door is going to be a gate. A gate's just like a door. It's indistinguishable. What about that dark, shadowy place? Well, that's the warehouse. You must never go there. We're gonna build some stairs later, I guess. from here we can just build it, I mean, fairly large, right? Because we're within the curvature of the mountain a little bit. Or rather, the large hilltop, which we call our home. If you place like a box next to another box, can you make it not make a double chest? Like, can you... Yeah. Alright, yeah. So we can just do that for a lot of this. And then... Well, depending. Because if we want them to freely put it into boxes, then, you know, do we need a double chest for all of them? Of course, looking around individually is annoying, but if we don't seed the boxes with the proper things for organization, you know, it's not like they're ever going to be that well organized anyway. Speaking of boxes, let's go ahead and take these downstairs after we make some more. $50 boxes. Thing is that even this, like, because we need like a lot of boxes, right? Unless we want to be responsible and put, you know, like each of the kinds of fish into one. Because otherwise, if we just like throw all the fish in, you know, the salmon are going to end up in a lot of different boxes, and they still might. They still might. Because any empty ones we leave around run the risk of becoming a salmon box. In a world where we put lots of salmon into the boxes, which is not exactly this world, but could be. It could be at any time. We could develop a fixation with the acquisition of salmon. Maybe, you know, as part of an attempt to turn back the clock on, like, overfishing. You know, like, okay, so, you know, there's no more cod in the ocean, but let's do salmon. Let's go to the streams of Minecraft and catch them there. You know, the best part of Minecraft is the digging. Besides growing wheat, everybody knows that. It's the digging, and so this is very nice. Oh, and now we can make chains? Cool. Just what I always wanted. Not really. Probably not going to find occasion to do it, but it's nice to know if I want to, like, make a ghost habitat that they can shake them angrily at people. No, we'll need to make that one a copper one, because otherwise they might try to put it into the empty box up there, making a loop. I don't know if they would, but if we don't give them a copper box to do it with, they won't be able to. Alright, we need another hopper. Oh. Well, the good news is that I didn't have to convince them to jump down. I don't think Mr. Pump will do that. They clearly all wanted to go downstairs. That's my story. And it even appeared to be true. They both jumped down rather quickly. You know, let's put some of this stuff in there now and let them begin. Yeah, get to it, guys. And if later I want to change everything, it wouldn't take too long. And this is the box of throwing things into the ground, which is not, like, perfectly placed there. We can move the distribution apparatus later. We can put it in the center here, you know. That could be fine. We'll work on it. The point was there were too many of them up here, and now there's less. Oh, and you can just grab what they've got if you're annoyed with them. You can't give it back to them, though. Here, put this cobblestone up for me. So these dudes are just straight having a party, you know. They're putting sticks into things. They're developing a chest for saddles. You know, they've got it all together. Excuse me. So yeah, I mean, perfect-ish. Clearly we need a much bigger room. But like this, if they don't have a way to get on top, and there's no reason for them to, except for, you know, bad design. The pathfinding issues don't seem to be happening, right? So they run around here on the interior. It doesn't take them that long because they don't have all the vertical nonsense to check for. Yeah, we just need a bigger room, right? Just a much, much bigger room. Because while you could have, like, lots of different warehouse rooms, at that point, why? If you're going to organize it enough, like, what, do you have, like, like a room at the top where they organize stuff, and then later on it filters down into a different room where they organize it better. I mean, that sounds awesome. I don't know if it's doable though. That does sound good. It's very satisfying watching these little automatons do our bidding, right? Not in a weird way. Just like, look, we made these robots and they work so well. Like, Mr. Pump is awesome, but he does his own thing. Like, these little copper guys, like, they are like the best school project. You know, they really do what it says on the tin. Whether or not I'm giving them enough tools to put these melon seeds somewhere that feels meaningful, well, that's something else. And they haven't... It looks like they haven't duplicated yet. And two, like, they appear to check in line, right? With their internal logic, right? So they go to the closer ones here, and then they move around in this way. They're never going over here first. So... So I guess you wouldn't need to worry about them missing too much, but they don't even seem to want to skip one if somebody else is inside of one. This guy, well, no. They sometimes appear to overlook one or two. Because this guy went there and there, but not there or there, and then he was there, so now he doesn't know what to do with the cactus. He goes there again. Thought you already looked there, little dude. Alright, and then he found one for the cactus. Good job. Oh, they'll just grab it out of that one. Can they reach up there? Can they get 3 high? This is the next test. I don't think he can. But they can hop up there and grab it, and I don't think they get stuck. Alright, so, there you go. They can't reach any higher than where their little lightning rod heads are at. So 2 high is as good as you get unless you build a walkway for them, and if you do, then you'll probably get pathfinding issues. But this is as close as we've ever been to having an organized system. So how many do you ultimately get? Like a couple handfuls of them? Like 10? I mean, you don't want to go too crazy. I don't know. We'll work it out. The copper volumes don't find it strange that, you know, the place is made out of copper. They don't. It's fine. And now they're all, like, very sad because their job is done. Let's just put this random junk in there. And give them purpose again. Alright, yeah, so they will move it over. They don't appear to... Yep, alright, so one of them put a melon seed there and the other one missed it. They work in a predictable fashion. You know, not quickly, not slowly, just predictably. The next thing is, like, I guess we could, like, label the stuff. But how? Like, with a sign? Anyway. These are questions. We're not going to answer them today. Because really the ability to organize this new stuff is great. It would be better if we didn't already have all of this in the condition it is, but if we just chip away at it, I'm sure that before too long it'll be easier to deal with. Nice seat for Garuda there. Well, we come upon the end of the video. I invite you all to sit, stand, kneel, or dance with me and Luca as we listen to the national anthem, the music lock version of Creator by Lena Raine, because I'm a little sleepy. Well, Luca likes to party. I'm excited about this update. You know, we've been perpetually disorganized for the whole time we've played Minecraft. And while it may take a bit of doing to get it set up, it does feel nice knowing that, you know, if we actually developed a system that worked, it wouldn't need a lot of upkeep to it. It wouldn't be like, alright, now there's 130 chests where everything belongs, bring it to where it's supposed to go. Now it's just like, throw it in the box and it'll end up there. Now all we have to do is know where to find something. And that's a lot better than having to know where to put it to. But we'll see how it ultimately works out. I might try to build the system and then discover that I don't care. But it's hard to say. Anyway, the sun rises. The game no longer tells me what day it is, but it's day like 750 or something. And anyway, it's October 2nd for me. Birthday of Mahatma Gandhi, as it happens. That's a fact I principally know because somebody I know also has that birthday. But anyway, that's all I've got for you right now. I'm going to go to bed, and then when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to play more video games, and perhaps I'll see you there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Really hope you've enjoyed. Good night, Luke. Good night, Birdie Guy. Thanks for hanging out, and yeah, I'll probably play some Total War in the morning, but I might play some Hades and then run some errands and then play Total War. No, it's been like 12 hours since I played any Hades. It's a long time. But anyway, that's all I've got right now. Good night, Luke. Good night, everybody. and hope you have a good one. Copper golems are fun. I like them. We're gonna spend a bunch of time trying to make it work properly, and I bet it'll work great. So, I'll see you guys.